The Crithian ambassador's mandibles clicked in what passed for laughter among his species. "And you expect us to believe that humans are capable of defending this sector?" His chitinous exoskeleton gleamed under the sterile lights of the Galactic Council chamber. Jennifer Cross stood perfectly still at the center of the circular platform, her hands clasped behind her back. Beside her, Alex Martinez maintained the same rigid posture, his expression unreadable. Neither human spoke. "They don't even respond!" Another delegate, a gelatinous Frel, rippled with amusement. "Look at them! Silent! Subservient! The Federation sends us this as their diplomatic delegation." Around the chamber, representatives from 17 species chattered, buzzed, and telepathically broadcast their derision. Humanity had been part of the Galactic Federation for barely 3 standard cycles, and already the older races had deemed them inferior, too quiet, too deferential, too weak. Jennifer's jaw tightened imperceptibly, but she said nothing. Alex's eyes tracked the room with clinical precision, cataloging each species, each insult, each threat. Still, they remained silent. "The Crithian Dominion hereby stakes its claim to the Terran colonies in the Outer Rim," the ambassador announced, his voice booming with confidence. "Humanity clearly lacks the martial capability to—" "Request denied," Jennifer said softly. The chamber fell silent for exactly 2.3 seconds. Then the laughter began again, louder this time. Did the little human just refuse a Crethian claim? The ambassador's compound eyes glittered with malicious delight. "Perhaps you don't understand how the Galactic Federation operates. The strong take what they will, the weak endure what they must. It has been this way for 10,000 cycles." "I understand perfectly," Jennifer replied, her voice still barely above a whisper. "My answer remains no." The Crithian ambassador leaned forward, his meter-long mandibles spreading in a threat display. "Then perhaps a demonstration is in order. The Dominion fleet numbers in the thousands. How many ships does humanity field? A few hundred primitive vessels?" He made a dismissive gesture. "We could sweep through your colonies before you even mobilized your—" 3,412, Alex interrupted, speaking for the first time. The ambassador's antennae twitched. "What? You asked how many ships we have. That's the current count. Though 17 more finished construction yesterday, so the number may be outdated." Nervous chittering spread through the chamber. The Frel delegate undulated with uncertainty. "That's impossible. We've observed your shipyards. We've seen your industrial capacity. There's no way." "You've seen what we wanted you to see," Jennifer said, and now her voice carried an edge that made several delegates flinch. "Did you think we wouldn't notice your surveillance drones, your listening posts on the outer asteroid belts, your spies in our trade delegations?" "Every human colony you were watching," Alex continued, his tone conversational. "Those are civilian settlements. About 3% of our actual population." The Crithian ambassador's mandibles stopped moving. His bioluminescent thorax patterns shifted from aggressive red to uncertain yellow. "You're bluffing," Jennifer smiled. It wasn't a pleasant expression. "You want to know why humanity has been so quiet these past 3 cycles?" she asked. "Why we've accepted insults, border provocations, and accidental attacks on our merchant ships without retaliation?" She paused, letting the silence stretch. "We were waiting to see who would be stupid enough to push us first." "Enough of this theater!" The Crithian ambassador slammed 3 of his 6 limbs against the floor. "The Dominion does not fear human deception. We will take what we—" The lights in the chamber flickered, then died completely. In the darkness, something moved. The emergency lighting engaged after 5 seconds, standard protocol, bathing the chamber in dim blue illumination. But in those 5 seconds, something fundamental had changed. The Frel delegate made a sound no Frel had ever been recorded making. A scream. Standing behind Jennifer and Alex, where seconds ago there had been nothing but empty space, were figures, dozens of them, hundreds. They wore armor the color of void itself, material that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Helmets with no visible sensors covered their faces. Each figure stood exactly 2 meters tall, perfectly still, perfectly silent. And each one held weapons that made the chamber's atmospheric sensors scream warnings about exotic energy signatures. "Allow me to introduce the 501st Silent Corps," Jennifer said pleasantly. "They've been in this chamber the entire time. You just couldn't see them." Alex checked something on his wrist display. "Actually, there are 12,000 Silent Corps operatives distributed throughout this station. They've been here for 6 months. Your security never detected a single one." The Crithian ambassador staggered backward, his aggressive posturing forgotten. His mandibles trembled as he counted the figures, visible and presumably invisible, surrounding the human delegation. "How many?" he whispered. "How many Silent Corps operators do we have?" Jennifer asked. "That's classified, but I can tell you that they represent about 0.02% of our military personnel. Would you like to meet the rest?" She raised her hand, and the chamber's main display activated. Images flooded the screen, vast underground shipyards spanning entire moons, orbital weapons platforms that dwarfed any ship in the Crithian fleet, and soldiers, hundreds of millions of soldiers, training in facilities that shouldn't have existed. "You thought humans were weak because we were quiet," Alex said. "You assumed silence meant submission." Jennifer stepped forward, and every delegate instinctively retreated. "Humans learned something important in our history. The quiet ones are the ones you should fear. We didn't come to the Galactic Federation begging for protection. We came to see if peace was possible." She locked eyes with the Crithian ambassador. "You mocked the silent humans," she said softly. "You pushed us, tested us, threatened our colonies." Her smile returned, cold and sharp. "Thank you for helping us identify who not to be peaceful with." The chamber remained deathly silent. "The vote on Crithian territorial claims is now closed," Jennifer announced. "All opposed?" Every hand, tentacle, and appendage in the chamber rose. Motion denied. Jennifer turned to leave, Alex falling into step beside her. The Silent Corps operatives dissolved back into invisibility, but everyone in that chamber knew they were still there, still watching, still waiting. As the human delegation departed, the Crithian ambassador collapsed into his seat, his species' proud warrior culture suddenly feeling very small in a galaxy where the quiet ones had teeth after all.